path of cleansing and best supporting my body for about the last 5 years. And I've had quite a journey of trying different approaches. And so I'm happy now to be sharing what I've learned through different trainings and experiences with people around me. There's your friend, Jess. Okay, so let's see. We talked about Zoom. We talked about me and Jessica. Jessica, do you want to take a second to introduce yourself real quick?
Yeah, definitely. I'm Jessica. I am really excited to do this cleanse and to think about it from a holistic standpoint. I've never done a cleanse before, not with supplements or with diet or anything like that. I've definitely watched friends go through like juice cleanses and things like that where they're like really hungry and eating things that they wouldn't normally eat. And so I'm excited to have this community together to really focus on like a holistic approach that's really catered to whatever you want it to be and it can be customizable. Go with the flow. There's no like strings attached. Like there's not going to be, other than your self commitment, there's not going to be anyone who's like shaming you. So I'm really excited to do it, and it's going to be here. I'm going to go ahead and get the presentation going and share that.
Yeah, if anybody if anybody's not muted, if you want to mute yourself, just so we don't hear background noise. And yeah, as Jessica mentioned, like we're not here to be shaming anybody or to create unrealistic expectations or to deprive you of the foods that you like to eat and that align with your body. So before we tap into that aspect of the class, we really want to give an introduction to why we cleanse, why it's something like my husband and I, for example, do once a year since we met about a decade ago. We're going to be talking about toxins, ways we can reduce our toxic load, supporting our digestive tract, and then we'll delve into the program at the end. So sorry, I just kind of took the agenda away from you there, Jess.
No, it's okay. This is perfect because I think that it's good to, like, I'm really excited because I didn't really know that a cleanse could be not diet focused. So I was really excited to have these conversations and do the research and put this together. So today we're really going to talk about why you should cleanse and how that can really benefit your life. And just overview, we're going to chat for somewhere around 45 minutes to an hour today, kind of walking through not only the program for those who are interested, but also maybe why that should be important and something to consider. Okay, so the first one we're going to talk about here is why you cleanse. What's the point? And we're actually going to pass it off to Betty because she has a personal experience on cleanses and has had some awesome health benefits from that. So I'm going to give her experience.
Thanks, Jessica. Yes, I've done some cleanses. I've done different types of cleanses. doTERRA has a couple of products, GX Assist and PB Assist, that's a very gentle cleansing system, but not very thorough. And I've done that a few times, maybe once, twice a year. But this last year, in fact, we just finished in November, my husband and I did a 28-day cleanse. And this time we really did it. Before I've gotten into it and then go, oh, this is too hard, these meals, I'm restricted on what I can eat, having to do this work. But we did stay with it this time, and I was really impressed with the results. I didn't go into it looking for weight loss. That's not, I don't worry about, that's not a big motivation for me. I went into it looking at just cleaning my system out and feeling more balanced, I guess. And I was pleased with my results. I did have some weight loss and got to a good place. When he was very impressed with his weight loss and was excited about that. But I just felt more energy. I think I felt kind of cleaned out and felt that I was, I sleep quite well, but I was sleeping better. I don't didn't have any aches and pains. I just felt a better sense of well-being. And I think that's the real purpose of cleansing and getting to a balanced place in your life. And that's why I like to do them. And I think that's one of the advantages. That's what we're looking for, isn't it? Trying to get some stress relief and to a balanced area. And the cleansing can help that. It's so important for our systems.
Yeah, and I found this pyramid. Molly recommended I look at the wellness lifestyle pyramid. And what we're going to do in this holistic cleanse program kind of touches a little bit of all of these things, right? You know, the nutrition and the rest and stress, informed self-care, all those things. And I thought it was interesting when you really look at it in this way of like things that people talk about and things that people don't always talk about. But we're really going to focus on toxins today, because that ends up being something that I think is skipped over a lot. And one thing I wanted to point out about toxins and one of the benefits that you can get from doing a natural cleanse is hormone balancing. And this is something that I struggle with. And I found out that there was a study done with 43,000 women, and they found that when they did a cleanse, that they could balance hormones such as like bloating, acne, weight gain, mood swings, headaches, all different kinds of things. And if your liver is constantly dealing with these toxins, it can't do its job of producing hormones. So kind of a cool, like offhanded benefit outside of the like standards that you would get from a cleanse that for me personally was really impactful to read about and thought I would share here. Go next. There we go. So we're going to really get into toxins here. What are they? How do they get into your body? And how does your body naturally deal with that? So of course, wanted to, throw in some shock value here because I want everyone to understand the severity of this and also have the same understanding that I do and why this is important. So if you've taken a shower with shampoo and conditioner and soap today, you've already been exposed to 127 different synthetic chemicals before you even left your house, if you showered in the morning. So most personal care products like soaps, deodorant, shampoo, lotions carry a lot of highly toxic chemicals that are not regulated, which is pretty crazy. There are over 200 synthetic chemicals in our bodies right now because on average, these are all averages, but our bodies don't necessarily know how to purge of all these synthetic toxins, and they can stay in there for a really long time. 85% of chemicals on the market have not been tested, which is why we can't be sure of how they really affect our bodies, especially over long periods of time. Chemicals account for 3.7 trillion in sales every year around the world. 19% of that is produced in America. Childhood disease and it is increasing. And this one is interesting because, what's the relevance? What's the like actual impact from toxins? We don't really know, but what we do know is that in the last 20 years, there's been a 300% increase in allergies and in asthma and a 400% increase in ADHD. So is it possible that certain toxins are contributing to that? And then, yeah, I guess going along with the shampoo and conditioner, we definitely are eating and drinking chemicals every day. Artificial sweeteners, preservatives, artificial coloring even, all kinds of things that can be toxic to your body. And your body is your biggest investment that you'll ever have in your life. We all know people who spend more time and money on their cars than they do their own bodies. The fuel you put into your body will determine how well it performs against the burden of chemicals. So toxic. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
It's okay. I was just going to mention something that I thought was really interesting when I looked at when I started kind of analyzing the products I was using and the different things I was exposing myself to, is that in Europe, where I've spent, the last 5 years living and visited quite frequently earlier in my life, 1,300, I think it is, chemicals are banned from beauty products alone. And to compare that with the US, I think there's 8. My numbers might be slightly off, but I'm quite positive it's 8 chemicals only banned here, which shows that over 1,200 chemicals that are banned from Europe due to not being safe are chemicals that we're exposing our bodies to on a daily basis here in the US, which is quite alarming.
Yeah, that is bad. Shocking.
Yeah.
So toxins, what are they? So we just talked about some synthetic chemicals like the artificial sweeteners and stuff, but then you've got your just everyday things. Even if you're aware of chemicals, even if you use your organic shampoos and all of that, or you make your own laundry soap, you still are getting exposed to those pathogens and germs and bacteria. So that's going to be your everyday normal things that are unavoidable, right? And then radiation from your cell phone, from the sun, your computers, all kinds of toxins. Also, really quickly, I recently, writing down all the chemicals that you should not have in your shampoo. So overwhelming. I had to sit in Target for like 20 minutes and read through ingredients because there's a long list of chemicals. I can't even pronounce them. Okay, so your body already has a lot of ways that it goes through these toxins and it takes care of things naturally, right? So it's not, it's alarming to read all of those facts, but it's a little reassuring to know that your body is designed to take care of it. So, your lungs are filtering the air, your skin is absorbing things and taking, that protective layer, protecting you from germs and when you touch it and stuff. Your GI tract is filtering the things that you ingest, and then your liver is a big one. This is sending eliminated toxins to either your kidney or to your colon. We'll get into that. So 3 ways that you can reduce toxin loads. Let me go over my notes here.
So I have the first one here. So I know the words are a little bit small on the PowerPoint, especially if you're watching off your phone, but we'll talk about it, so don't worry about it. So we just have 3 kind of ways that we look at in terms of reducing our toxic load. And the first one is a really simple thing that is something I do, especially if I'm in developing countries. So if I'm in places like Mexico or India, where there's lots of parasites and bacteria and things to worry about in the fresh fruit and vegetables, I will soak them in lemon water to help prevent any unwanted things inside my body. So that's something we can do. There's lots of wax and residue and germs that live on the produce we consume. So it's always good to wash them. And something you can do is add lemon oil to that. So you can really easy, super cheap, grab a glass bottle, put in 10 drops of lemon oil and around 10 ounces of water. And you can spritz that on your produce, as well as also using that to clean your countertops naturally, because the lemon oil is so effective. Another way to do that is, diffusing oils to purify and clean the air. So there's different oils we can use to do this. I personally like to use citrus oils because I think they're really yummy and I feel the uplifting benefit and of the citrus kind of aroma. So it's purifying, but also providing that kind of mental stimulation. And also we can reduce the products we use with anything from beauty products to home candles and fragrances to cleaning products. So remembering that our skin absorbs what we put on it. It's our biggest organ. So my kind of general rule is that anything, it's not something that I would want to eat, not due to flavor, but due to the contents, I won't put it on my skin either. So there are ways to do this very affordably with making your own products. We'll be doing some different kind of DIY workshops coming up. But also doTERRA sells products that we know we can trust. And one reason why I like to use the doTERRA products, especially the cleaning line, is because they're concentrate. So it's 1 plastic bottle to try to reduce my plastic use. But this I've had since the beginning of the year. And you can see it's like a quarter of the way gone, a third of the way gone. So they're concentrates you dilute. So that's great. There's also toxin-free, plant-based like shampoo and conditioner and toothpaste and all sorts of different natural products. So I don't know if I messed that up, Jess. I hope not.
Oh yeah, that was perfect. Just like
Okay.
overall reducing your exposure, you know, like to be aware of it and to have that kind of in the back of your mind as you choose your shampoo or, you know, whatever it is you're doing. And I love that example of the lemon. And I love that. The next one we have listed here as a way that you can reduce toxin load is to give your body a foundation, support your body, fortify and work with it so that it can function in its full capacity. And you can do that through supplements. It's a bummer that you can't always get your foundational support from food. But the reality is that in order for you, so for example, I think about soil depletion and about the nutrients that you can get from, let's say, an orange. My grandparents would eat an orange and get loads of vitamins out of that. But in order for me today, I would have to eat 8 oranges to get the same amount of nutrients as my grandparents would from one orange. And that's shocking. And it's unfortunate, but to get around that, you really need to be supplementing.
Okay, so the last one on here, it's a bit hard to see my screen, but the last one on here is routine shifts. And this stems from my experience in different yoga and wellness communities and living in different communities who really emphasize and valued the traditional cleansing techniques that have been around for thousands of years. And so through this training, I've learned to include things like tongue scraping in the morning, drinking lemon water to stimulate my digestive tract, and oil pulling is another example. So oil pulling, these are just 3 kind of quick examples. Oil pulling, something I do because I have dental, teeth issues. Most of my life, I've had weak enamel since I was a young kid. And so oil pulling, you take about a tablespoon of cold pressed oil. So I like to use coconut oil because it tastes best, but you can also use like sesame or olive oil as long as it's good quality. And you squish it around your mouth for 15 to 20 minutes. Which seems like a lot, but you can get a lot done in those 20 minutes. So it's okay. And what happens is that oil gets into all the crevices in your mouth, which you don't necessarily always have access to with the toothbrush or the floss. And the bacteria, it's like it acts as a magnetic for bacteria. So the bacteria sticks to the oil and then you spit the oil out into the ground. So that's a really good kind of supplemental therapy for your hygiene and the bacteria and toxins that live in your mouth. Okay, I want to keep moving through because I know we're taking up a bit of time already. We're going to delve into the Cleanse and Restore program, but through that, we'll be talking about the different body functions, including the GI tract. So before we do that, I just really want to set a framework and express kind of where we come from and how this program has kind of come to life. And we really wanted to shape something that would support us not only physically, but also emotionally and spiritually and mentally on all levels. So we really want to come together as a community to nourish and replenish and restore ourselves so that we can start 2021 out from like a balanced, supported, and also connected place. So many of us probably know about soil depletion, which Jess just kind of mentioned. So for that reason, we focus on nutrition and supplementation. It's also worth noting here that there's growing and kind of new increasing concern from researchers on our body's ability to digest nutrients due to the increase in processed food and the weakened digestive systems. And I can you not, I have digestive issues. I have for a long time, and I also have had quite serious issues when in developing countries, both in India and Mexico, to be specific. And it's, almost okay, Sarah, this is a good example. I mentioned it to a group, and like everyone on that call that day was like, oh, I have stomach issues too. And so for me, it's really important in a cleanse that we are targeting our guts and our gut flora and our body's ability to digest nutrients, and also to get rid of things that don't serve us anymore. So with saying this, I really want to express that we're not here to set a meal plan or prescribe anything specific. We're not here to deprive foods. I am someone who's come from a background with disordered eating and body image distortion. And that being said, it's really very important for me, pivotal for me to ensure we're creating body positive culture and acknowledge that we can have health at every body size. So we're not here to shame about body weight, about weight gain during the pandemic. I think it's, if that's what helps you get through and that's what your body needs, then I applaud that. And I think that we can honor and replenish and nourish our bodies no matter what size they are. So I just really want to express that we're not here to create and support the diet culture in our society. So again, you're here to honor and respect our bodies just as they are. So let's see, cleansing annually, I think I mentioned, is something Kyle and I try and do, and we've done since we met in 2010. That has taken me on journeys of all different types of cleanses, from lemon and cayenne concoctions to juice fasting to 10-day rice cleanses, to Shanka techniques. And while I appreciated these experiences and I feel they brought me value at that time in my life, I also saw cycles of like doing these intense cleanses and then kind of going overboard. And it's something I really noticed in spiritual communities too. It's like you finish this 10-day rice cleanse and then the next day everyone's like really craving chips or food that might not be supported for their bodies. So I didn't feel that I was making sustainable shifts. I was definitely cleansing and clearing out my GI tract, my digestive organs, but I wasn't healing and supporting the kind of replenishing and healing process. So we'll be, through the program in January, we'll be supporting our body's 5 elimination channels through a 5-pillared program that we've kind of established. So nutrition, exercise, stress relief and stress management, which is huge, especially right now in 2020, reducing toxic exposure, which we've talked quite a bit about, and then supporting our body's natural cleansing mechanism. So doing that through supplements and daily cleansing routine options, which are totally customizable to fit into your lifestyle. And we're going to support that through supplements that target these different areas. So essentially, like Betty mentioned, we're cleaning house. And like I mentioned, this is really an all-faceted approach. So it's not just a physical detox, it's also incorporating self-care practices to bring in 2021 from a more balanced place than many of us might be in at the moment. So we will set nutritional, cleansing, and wellness goals to support us, on all levels. So focusing on the diet can be overwhelming. And so not just diet, but lifestyle shifts. Jessica's kind of going through, learning about so much in a short window that it can be really overwhelming. And then when that happens, people tend to fall off, and it doesn't create kind of a stick or a sustainable shift. So we want to take that kind of overwhelm out of the equation by sharing kind of our experiences and helping to support through this process. So first step to wellness, as we've mentioned, is our nutrition and ensuring that we are having a strong and stable foundational health through diet, of course, but also through supplementation. So the lifelong vitality pack is something we can use during the 30-day cleanse, but it's something many of us continue to use as part of our wellness regimen. It's the foundation of the cleanse because you can incorporate it into a healthy lifestyle, and it ensures we're getting the nutrition and the fuel we need for all of our systems in our body to function optimally. So it's a 3-part kind of comprehensive foundation, which includes the VMZ food nutrient complex, which is a whole food vitamin. And the best way that I like to kind of express and kind of demonstrate the potency of like what's inside of those, and it's actually food, you know, it's coming from fruits and vegetables, is that it ensures you're getting 12 servings of fruits and vegetables a day, which is awesome. It's providing your cells and your body with the required nutrients to provide cellular efficiency and helps all of our detoxification channels. So the next one on here, Alpha CRS, is our cellular vitality pack full of antioxidants and great for liver and brain support, skin renewal, and so many of our kind of cellular functions. And the last one on here, which many of us are probably familiar with, especially those of us who have a vegetarian diet, is the omegas. So it's an omega-3 supplement, which is super important, again, for brain health and just about every cellular function in the body. So it's really great, not only supporting the brain and liver, but it's really bringing a systemic support. And it's so many of you have probably heard us talk about LV before. So it's so effective that if you don't notice the kind of health shifts that you're looking for within 30 days, doTERRA will return the cost of that. And one reason why I like lifelong vitality in these supplements, it's, you know, you can go find supplements at any price range on the market, at the grocery store, even at the Whole Foods store, you'll find different levels of quality. But what I love about doTERRA's is the bioavailability. There's been a lot of research that has gone into this. So what is bioavailability? You'll see here, bioavailability refers to how much of a specific ingested compound your body is able to recognize, absorb, and utilize in its active form. So no matter what the nutrition labels we read on the side of a pill bottle might say, it's actually about what our bodies are able to absorb and take to the appropriate place in our body that's needed. So if it's not able to, if our bodies aren't able to transport it where it needs to go, it's essentially useless to our bodies. So it's not bioavailable. So food and dietary supplements with low bioavailability do not support health and well-being. In some cases, they even can be harmful. So while the foundation of health is a balanced whole food diet, the prevalence of nutrient deficiencies provides strong evidence that integrating highly bioavailable dietary supplements into your daily life could promote improved health and increase lifespan. And now we'll start getting into the actual elimination channels like our digestion and our liver function.
Does anybody have questions about bioavailability or lifelong vitality or soil depletion? I maybe heard something for a second, but
yeah, if you do have questions, feel free. I know I just ramble sometimes, so feel free to unmute yourself and interrupt us at any point or use the chat box as well.
So another part of our program really goes through understanding your liver and your GI tract. So the liver takes in toxins and then moves them to either the kidney or the colon, which means it's important to keep your liver clean. The Zendocrine helps to do this. It's an herbal complex designed to clean your skin, your kidneys, your colon, your lungs, your liver, all your detox channels, and it's herb-based, which is really cool. Your liver is really the focus of what I want to talk about because it needs to function optimally so that it can excrete these toxins appropriately. The Zendocrine oil blend is designed to help do that, and it's an essential oil complex that includes things like tangerine, juniper berry, cilantro, geranium, and rosemary. I wrote down a couple of benefits of those specifically I thought was interesting. Juniper berry is for the urinary tract and helps detoxify your kidneys. Cilantro helps detoxify heavy metals, which is really interesting. And then next is that in the cleanse here, and I think it's on the screen, yeah, is the Terrazyme. So your intestines equal the entire, if you were to stretch them out, are an entire tennis court, which is crazy. And it's responsible for a lot of things like in absorbing nutrients from food and protecting us from pathogens or synthetics, toxins that may be in the digestive system. When you eat toxic foods and when we're stressed, your intestine have like tiny little fingers in them, and there's like a scientific word for it, but it doesn't matter. And these little fingers get clogged and can prevent your body from absorbing a lot of the nutrients. So Terrazyme goes in and it's like a Roto-Rooter and cleans out those little fingers in your digestive system, which is something I probably should have done a long time ago. Who knows how clogged my little fingers are? But your GI tract is really important because it's responsible for 70% of your immune system. And Hippocrates, the famous philosopher, whatever, he is said to say that all disease begins in the gut, which is really cool and important to know. A big reason why natural medicine plays so much attention to gut health. Any disruption in your intestinal health can have far-reaching consequences, and studies have linked gut dysfunction to digestion, allergies, heart disease, even just, general poor immune system health. It's been tied to memory, emotions, moods, which is really interesting. Like all of this is in your gut. In short, good health and great living, you need a healthy GI tract. Fortunately, your colon is designed to keep itself in good condition, but in the modern world, it can be kind of hard to do so. And I read that a Western diet increased gut toxin levels by 71% in only 1 month. So something that, maybe we do the cleanse in January, but like Molly was saying, you might need to do it more, maybe once a year, you have a goal set or something like that. It's important to know that that option is out there and that there's something that can help you. Just like you change the air filter in your house and you clean, make sure that your filters are working correctly in your home. You got to clean out those little tiny fingers.
Yeah, and I just want to mention as well, Terrazyme. So many of you have probably heard of enzymes, which you can supplement with to support your digestive system and your body's ability to digest food and absorb nutrients. So enzymes, something I've been supplementing with for quite a while. You'll find at like Sprouts and Whole Foods, you'll find like papaya enzymes and all of these things. But I really like the doTERRA blend because it's supporting not just one enzyme, but it's a really effective blend. And it even contains lactase, which can help with intolerances because that's what helps your body digest lactose. So I have a lot of stomach intolerances. So that's something that I've learned to utilize, especially when I'm traveling or trying different foods. I really try to take Terrazyme or other enzymes on a daily basis. So it's not just for cleansing, but it also can be for maintaining a healthy GI tract and supporting your body's natural digestive system. So I know we're cutting it a little bit close on time, but I want to touch next on GX Assist and PB Assist. So on the next thing, we didn't necessarily go in chronological order of the program, and we'll break that down a little bit more, but the kind of next step is really eliminating unwanted pathogens from our digestive system. So we are really trying to get rid of unhealthy bacteria and make space and make a healthy environment for healthy gut flora to regrow. So we're going to use a blend called GX Assist, which helps to create a healthy digestive environment. And this cleansing formula is an essential oil blend, which makes it effective in that it's fat soluble. So it can penetrate cell membranes, which we'll get into in just a second. But it contains oregano, melaleuca, which is tea tree, lemon, lemongrass, thyme, and peppermint. So all of these are really effective for eliminating unhealthy gut flora. So anything that we don't want in our digestive tract, like bacteria and yeast and all of the kind of nasties. So I'm going to play just a 1-minute video, which will help kind of express the whole GX Assist system a little bit more time effectively than I can.
Hope it doesn't play an ad.
Every spring, we clean out the garden and get rid of the weeds. The body also needs a little spring cleaning, and GX Assist is the perfect formula to clear out our internal weeds. This supplement was specifically formulated to clean your GI tract and help jumpstart healthier habits. Beginning the reset phase of Spring Cleanse with GX Assist doesn't involve any radical exclusionary diets, but instead promotes the efficiency of your vital organs. GX Assist supports natural detoxification by creating an unfriendly environment for toxins in the digestive tract. It includes 6 essential oils which help you purify and cleanse the digestive system. Caprylic acid is also part of the GX Assist blend and supports overall digestive health and microbial balance. Take 1 GX Assist soft gel with your evening meal every day for 10 days. You can add 1 soft gel to morning meals as desired. When you finish the 10 days, follow up with doTERRA PB Assist Plus Probiotic Defense Formula.
Okay, so I don't think we have too much time to get into what I kind of briefly touched on there. In the sense that our toxins oftentimes live in fat cells, and so essential oils can help to clear that. And our bodies, just really quickly, and I'll express this more in like a Facebook Live or also in the upcoming program, but essentially our bodies use a protective mechanism which helps to keep us safe, but it hides those toxins inside of cell walls that essential oils, because they're aromatic compounds, can get in and penetrate and help to clear out. And because our body uses that kind of mechanism of storing the toxins in fat cells, that can impact our ability to, if our desired health goal is to lose weight, that can make it challenging. Not that that's the case for everybody. So moving forward quickly, I just want to consider that our stomach acid in our GI tract is similar to that of battery acid, which is quite intense in realizing how high that is. And the reason why our body has that natural system is because it helps to prevent and kill any unwanted bacteria that gets into our system. But the challenge is that because it's so high and it's such a difficult environment to live in, it makes it really hard for healthy gut flora to thrive. So this is why we need probiotics. You might have been seeing these or heard of them, because it's kind of one of the health trends the last years. But the reason why it's trending is because of the research that's coming out, like Jessica mentioned, about the connection between our gut and our brain and the rest of our body and our mental health even. So PB Assist is providing the essential bacteria. And this is a little bit scientific based in terms of how our bodies digest probiotics and why all probiotics on the market aren't bioavailable. So we'll play this 1-minute one before we move into our last supplements and break down program
optimal function of your digestive and immune systems are influenced by the friendly bacteria that live in your intestinal tract. These healthy bacteria play vital roles in the breakdown and absorption of nutrients. They assist with the production of vitamin K and influence weight management, metabolism, and healthy immunity. When included at the end of a detoxifying cleanse, PB Assist Plus is the probiotic defense your body needs in the upper and lower intestines. This proprietary formula has prebiotic fiber and 6 billion colony-forming units, or CFUs, of 6 active strains of lacto and biphyto probiotic organisms. These pre- and probiotics provide your body with a broad spectrum of friendly bacteria while creating an optimal environment for more good bacteria to grow. PB Assist Plus is unique because of its synergistic formula and time-release double capsule delivery system. To replenish your healthy microflora after a cleanse, take 3 capsules of PB Assist Plus at your evening meal for 10 days. Then follow with 1 capsule every day as part of your daily regimen.
So just to kind of recap, because I know it can be a lot, the GX Assist is really going in and clearing out our tract, and then to replenish and help us maintain that healthy gut flora, we're using the pre and probiotic blend. So we've done the activation, the renew. The last step of the program is to restore. And we'll do that through a really powerful blend that helps to restore healthy cell renewal, which is DDR prime. So Betty is going to talk for just a minute about this essential oil blend that's been so effective for her.
Yes, this one is a very significant product that doTERRA has created. It's a proprietary blend of these oils that they have put together for these oils' particular abilities to affect the cells. So we call this insurance in a bottle. This product is so important to help the body on a cellular level. So we talk about detoxing the body, but the DDR prime is to help detox the cells. There are three things that need to be done for the cells. The cells need to have protection. We talk about the pathogens and things that can affect the cells. So the oils, some of the oils are specifically used for that because of their ability. Then the cell needs to have good metabolism. The mitochondria needs to be working effectively in the cell to create the energy, which creates the energy in our body. And then the cell needs to have resilience. So some of the oils are chosen exact for those purposes, to be able to help these cells have resiliency. The critical thing about a healthy cellular product is that we all understand that the body is under oxidative stress a lot. And that stress is when the cells are either they're healthy or they're beginning to die. And when a cell should be dying but doesn't and becomes a free radical, that's when things get in trouble. And so people who are using DDR prime are the people who are concerned for their major issues. For me personally, because I've been diagnosed with MS, it's very important for me to effectively use this product to assist my body to heal. The name itself is DDR for damaged DNA response. So these oils have been chosen because they're so effective in helping the body on a cellular level become healthy. And also it's so important for the bioavailability that this product affords in being able to get to a cellular level. There's some wonderful information. We'd be glad to give you more access to explanations of this, but that's the quick and easy of what DDR does. Love it.
Awesome. Thanks, Betty. Yeah. And with the program, we will break down a lot of this for you in handouts and in live so that it's all really easy to digest. And our last thing to discuss is lemon essential oil. And there's so many benefits. I could talk about lemon oil. It seems like such a basic one, but I could talk about lemon oil for days. I honestly use it internally, aromatically, and in every way, every single day. I use it for my seasonal threats, for my itchy eyes. I use it first thing in the morning. So I kind of mentioned that I have some training in different cleansing techniques and different yogic ancient practices. And one of those, which is really interesting, that is kind of coming back to be a trend today, is drinking warm lemon water first thing when waking up in the morning. So before meditation, all of that. And I stopped doing that due to my dentist saying, Molly, no more citrus, because I have very weak enamel, as I mentioned. So I had to stop doing that. And then about, 6 months ago, I was listening to a class with one of our team members named Heather, who mentioned that the acidity, or, lemon juice is very acidic, as we know, even though it balances the pH once it's inside your body, but in your mouth, it's very acidic. And what's different about the essential oil is that it's extracted from the peel of the lemon, which is really interesting. And the peel of the lemon is not as acidic. So it has ample health benefits, same health benefits. It's obviously more potent, but it's not damaging your oral hygiene, which is huge for me. So I just had to share that. And that's kind of why I switched over to lemon oil every morning. It's also just so easy to pick up a bottle and put one drop in versus slicing the lemon, getting the seeds out, squeezing. And then if I don't use a whole lemon, I feel bad. So yeah, all sorts of really positive stuff with lemon oil. I researched it and found a really, really valuable PubMed study, which I would be happy to share with anybody, that just talks about the different health benefits and how it actually helps with our stress response, helps with stimulating our creativity. So many of these benefits, which hopefully you can read on the screen better than I can. But also I thought it was interesting here on the end that 30%, it improves nausea with pregnant women. Yes, I will share the study with you, Trisha. I'll find it. I have it in my notes. So sorry, it decreased nausea in pregnant women by 30%, which is huge. I have not experienced that, but I'm sure people like my sister and others on the call who have had babies would have liked that benefit. So I won't delve into it too much more because I know we're kind of crunching on time, but that's it in terms of the program breakdown and the supplements we'll be using. But again, I just really want to emphasize that this is all faceted. So it's going to be including things like educational workshops. It's going to be including things like mindfulness, calming, grounding activities, just as like lives, recommended like exercise challenges. But we're really just charging you for the supplements, and due to our passion of kind of creating this more holistic approach, we're kind of throwing in the extras and creating this sense of community around it. Jessica and I also just ourselves are really excited to start 2021 out this way. I'm really excited to experience the digestive benefits and just hoping to have overall more energy and kind of mental clarity. So we have to have people signed up by December 15th because we want to ensure you have ample time to get the products to your home before we start on January 3rd. So we'll be having a kickoff on January 3rd, just about 30 minutes, maybe 45 at the very most. Sometimes I ramble too much. But we'll have a little kickoff party, get to know each other, and answer any questions in terms of the program, which will last 30 days. And there's 3 tiered kind of investment options, and that's really customizable to meet your specific health goals. So of course, we'll be doing the overall program, the whole comprehensive supplement package that's really been researched and proven to be effective, but there's other options if you're not quite ready for that either step or that financial step. So we do have 3 tiered prices listed out in the handout, which each of you have received. If you haven't received the handout, feel free to let me, Betty, or Jess know, and we'll get that to you tonight. Because it really helps just make it all a lot more digestible and kind of visually accessible. So maybe you're targeting your digestive health, maybe you're targeting your liver and your overall like cleansing system that way. Let us know, and we can help build a program specifically for your health goals. So just letting me or Jessica know, or even Betty, if she invited you to listen to this class live or to the recording. So anybody who's on live or who watches this on Facebook or anything within the next 24 hours, we're offering kind of a little reward to incentivize you for kind of making a quick decision to take care of your health and wellness, bringing it into your own hands. Do you want to go to the next slide, Jess? I don't remember what else we threw on here. Yeah, so this is in your handout. I know it'll be pretty impossible to read, and maybe if you're on a computer, that would be better. For those of us on the phone, I know it's hard to read, but you do have the handout, which you'll have access to. But this breaks down exactly what's included. Lifelong Vitality, we mentioned, is included in all of them, as well as lemon essential oil, wholesale membership with doTERRA for the year to get 25% off. That helps reduce the initiation costs of these products anyways, quite significantly. And also an optional exploratory wellness call where we just offer to offer guidance and listen and meet you where you're at. So those are kind of the 3 tiered options. And like I said, we can customize that if needed. And this just helped me because it's like, oh my gosh, you've talked about 10 different things. How am I going to piece this all together? So we have included in the handout a few different visuals, which kind of lay it out really clearly, but also in the private Facebook group that we'll be hosting, on all of these mornings, we'll be there to provide support and answer questions and give guidance in terms of, okay, these 10 days are up, switch to the next step. So that, as we mentioned, there's 3 steps of the program. We'll be activating and then resetting and then renewing. So I think that's it. feel free. I know we've just been rambling off, but if you would like to answer or ask any questions, or Trisha or anyone on here who has any experience doing this cleanse or using like the the digestive support, if anybody has any questions or feedback or experiences they want to share, feel free please to unmute yourselves.